Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying this. Life doesn't hand us confidence on a silver platter. It is earned, cultivated, and practiced, habit by habit, day by day. You see, confidence is not some mystical trait reserved for a lucky few. It is a skill that can be learned, strengthened, and rebuilt no matter where you are in life today. Over the next few minutes, I want to share with you 6 powerful habits, simple, yet profoundly transformative, that can rebuild your confidence and in turn rebuild your life. These aren't just tips, they are daily actions that, when practiced consistently, create a foundation of self-belief so solid that challenges no longer intimidate you, setbacks no longer define you, and your potential becomes limitless. If you are ready to stop doubting yourself, to stop waiting for someone else to approve your worth, and to start building the life you deserve from the inside out, then these 6 habits are your blueprint. Let's explore them together. Most people view failure as a setback, something to fear or avoid at all costs. But if you truly want to rebuild your confidence, you need to see failure in an entirely different light. Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Every person who has achieved greatness has at some point stumbled, made mistakes, and fallen short of their goals. The difference is not in the experience of failure itself, but in how they responded to it. When you embrace failure as a necessary part of growth, you stop letting it define your worth and start using it as a tool to build your inner strength. Think about it. Confidence is not built on a foundation of perfection. It is built on a foundation of experience, learning, and persistence. Each time you try, each time you risk, and each time you fail, you gain information about what works and what doesn't. You develop resilience. You learn that even if the outcome isn't what you hoped for, you are still capable of handling it. This is a transformative mindset, because it shifts the focus from fearing mistakes to valuing lessons. When you adopt this perspective, your failures become stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. This approach requires practice and conscious effort. The first step is to reframe how you see failure in your mind. Instead of saying, "I failed," start saying, "I learned." Each failure is a chance to identify gaps, improve skills, and strengthen your abilities. You may not see immediate results, but over time, this habit will steadily grow your confidence. You will start to trust yourself more because you know that even when things go wrong, you have the capacity to recover, adapt, and move forward. Another key aspect is sharing your failures. Talking openly about mistakes with trusted friends, mentors, or colleagues not only reduces shame, but also normalizes the experience. When you see others have faced challenges and recovered, it reinforces the belief that setbacks are temporary and surmountable. You realize that failure is not an indictment of your value. It is proof that you are pushing your limits and striving to grow. Finally, failure teaches patience. Confidence built on instant success is fragile because it depends on external validation. Confidence built on the repeated act of trying, learning, and improving is unshakable. Every failure you face is a rehearsal for resilience, a training ground for self-trust, and a reminder that growth often happens outside your comfort zone. When you embrace failure as a friend, you no longer fear the unknown. You step into it with curiosity, courage, and a growing belief in your own potential. The way we talk to ourselves shapes the way we experience the world. Most people underestimate the power of self-talk, yet it is one of the most influential habits that builds, or destroys, confidence. Imagine your mind as a mirror reflecting back the thoughts you feed it. If you constantly criticize yourself, focus on your shortcomings, or doubt your abilities, that reflection becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, if you consciously choose to speak to yourself with encouragement, affirmation, and understanding, you cultivate a mindset of resilience and self-belief. Many people think confidence is about external validation, praise from others, titles, or achievements, but true confidence comes from the inner voice that tells you, "I am capable, I can handle this, I am enough." This voice must be nurtured as a daily habit. The first step is becoming aware of how you talk to yourself. Pay attention to the automatic thoughts that run through your mind. Are they supportive, or are they critical and limiting? Awareness is the first step toward change. Once you notice negative patterns, you can begin replacing them with constructive and empowering statements. Start small. When you face a challenge, instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will give it my best effort." Instead of focusing on past mistakes, remind yourself of the lessons you've learned and the progress you've already made. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring reality. It's about creating a supportive inner environment that allows you to take action without fear. Like any habit, it takes practice, repetition, and patience. The more consistently you speak to yourself in a positive and motivating way, the stronger your confidence becomes. Another powerful practice is writing down affirmations. By putting your positive self-talk on paper, you reinforce it in your subconscious mind. Statements like, "I am capable of learning and growing," or "I have overcome challenges before, and I will overcome this too," serve as daily reminders of your strength. Over time, these affirmations become part of your default thinking, shaping your behavior, decisions, and interactions. Your self-talk also influences how you respond to criticism and setbacks. When your inner voice is supportive, external negativity doesn't shake you. You are more likely to see constructive feedback as a tool for improvement rather than a personal attack. This resilience is essential for building confidence, because life will always present obstacles, and the way you respond determines whether you shrink or rise. Ultimately, speaking to yourself like a champion is not about arrogance or ignoring reality. It's about honoring your potential, believing in your ability to grow, and treating yourself with the same compassion and encouragement you would offer to someone you care about deeply. By making this habit a daily practice, you train your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations, transforming doubt into self-assurance, hesitation into action, and fear into quiet, unshakable confidence. Many people think confidence comes from sudden bursts of motivation, a moment of inspiration that pushes them to act, but the truth is, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like waves, often leaving you stranded when you need it most. Confidence, on the other hand, is built through consistency. It is the steady, repeated actions taken over time, no matter how small, that create a foundation so strong that external circumstances cannot shake it. This is a habit worth cultivating because it transforms potential energy into real, lasting self-belief. Consistency matters because every small action reinforces the belief that you can take charge of your life. For example, showing up every day to practice a skill, complete a task, or invest in your personal growth may not feel dramatic at the moment, but over weeks and months, these repeated actions compound into visible results. With each repetition, your confidence grows because you see tangible proof that you are capable. The key is not to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect level of motivation. Confidence grows in the discipline of doing, not in the fantasy of wanting. Another crucial aspect of consistency is the development of trust in yourself. When you consistently act in alignment with your goals and values, you begin to rely on yourself. You know that even when challenges arise, you have cultivated habits that will carry you forward. This trust is a cornerstone of confidence because it shifts your mindset from doubt, "Can I do this?" to certainty, "I have done this before and I can do it again." It is the quiet, steady assurance that you are capable of handling life's ups and downs. Consistency also creates momentum. When you take small, deliberate steps every day, each action fuels the next. Motivation may fluctuate, but momentum sustains you. Over time, the results of consistent effort become undeniable. You start noticing progress, no matter how incremental, and that progress fuels further action. This cycle of small wins builds not just skill, but an internal sense of competence that strengthens your confidence in every area of life. Importantly, consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when the results are not immediate, and even when obstacles make it tempting to quit. Each time you persist, you reinforce the habit of reliability, both to yourself and to others. You become someone who can be counted on, and that reliability forms the foundation of self-respect, self-assurance, and confidence. Ultimately, confidence built through consistency is unshakable because it is grounded in action, not circumstance. Motivation may flicker, but habits endure. By committing to daily, consistent efforts toward growth and improvement, you are not waiting for confidence to appear. You are creating it, brick by brick. This habit is a reminder that the path to self-belief is not a sprint fueled by inspiration, but a journey sustained by persistent, disciplined action. In embracing consistency, you discover that confidence is less about feeling ready and more about showing up, again and again, until success becomes inevitable. One of the most overlooked habits that shapes confidence is the environment you surround yourself with. Your surroundings, both the people and the situations you immerse yourself in, have a profound effect on how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Confidence does not exist in isolation. It is nurtured, reinforced, or weakened by the external world. If you consistently spend time around people who doubt your abilities, criticize your ideas, or focus on negativity, their energy seeps into your mindset. Over time, you begin to mirror their beliefs, and your self-doubt grows. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with supportive, encouraging, and like-minded individuals fuels your confidence and reminds you of your potential. This is why choosing your environment is not just a casual decision. It is a strategic habit. The people you engage with, the spaces you occupy, and the media you consume all send messages to your subconscious mind about what is possible for you. If your friends celebrate growth, resilience, and effort, you begin to internalize those values. If your workplace encourages learning and rewards initiative, you start to see yourself as capable and competent. Conversely, toxic environments that promote comparison, jealousy, or criticism chip away at self-belief, even if you are naturally talented or hardworking. Confidence is fragile when it is constantly exposed to negative influences. Creating a supportive environment requires intention. Start by identifying who and what makes you feel empowered versus drained. Seek out mentors, peers, or communities that challenge you to grow while encouraging your progress. Engage with books, podcasts, and resources that inspire action rather than feed fear. Even small changes, like choosing to spend more time with a positive colleague or reducing exposure to social media accounts that trigger self-doubt, can have a ripple effect on your mindset. Over time, these choices compound, and your confidence becomes rooted in an ecosystem that nourishes it. Another aspect of environment is physical space. The places you spend most of your time can either energize or deplete you. A cluttered, disorganized workspace can create mental chaos, whereas an intentional, organized space signals to your brain that you value yourself and your work. Simple habits like maintaining order, personalizing your surroundings, and creating a space that reflects your goals can quietly reinforce confidence every day. Ultimately, confidence is contagious. When you place yourself in environments where people believe in growth, celebrate effort, and model resilience, you begin to internalize those behaviors. You see possibilities where others see limitations. You start trusting your own judgment because your environment consistently reinforces that you are capable, deserving, and competent. By intentionally curating your surroundings, you are not avoiding challenges. You are strategically choosing support, energy, and inspiration that enable you to face life with courage and self-assurance. In this way, environment becomes more than just a backdrop. It becomes an active participant in building the unshakable confidence that can transform your life. Confidence is not just a mental state. It is deeply connected to the way you carry yourself in the physical world. How you sit, stand, walk, and even breathe sends signals to your brain, influencing how you feel internally. This is why habits related to physical presence are essential for building unshakable confidence. When you adopt a posture of strength and purpose, you are not pretending to be confident. You are training your body and mind to align, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, powerful, and worthy. Posture is the simplest yet most profound habit to start with. Standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, and holding your head high sends a message to your nervous system that you are alert, in control, and ready to face challenges. It also communicates to the world that you are self-assured, which changes how others interact with you. People respond to confident body language, and this external validation further reinforces your inner sense of competence. Even when you are not feeling confident, maintaining a strong, open posture can shift your mindset, helping you approach situations with greater courage and clarity. Movement and gestures also play a significant role. When you walk with purpose, make deliberate gestures, and maintain eye contact, you signal to both yourself and others that you are present and in command of your actions. These physical habits influence your brain chemistry, boosting hormones associated with confidence and reducing stress. Small, consistent practices like taking deep, measured breaths, stretching to release tension, or engaging in regular exercise can dramatically improve how you feel about yourself, because your body and mind are inseparable in shaping belief. Rituals of self-care are another critical component of physical presence. The way you treat your body, through hygiene, grooming, and dressing in a way that reflects your self-respect, directly impacts how confident you feel. When you honor your body, your mind internalizes the message that you are valuable and capable. This self-respect becomes the foundation for acting decisively, taking risks, and handling setbacks with poise. Physical presence is, in essence, an outward reflection of inner belief, and cultivating it consistently strengthens both. Importantly, physical presence also influences how you handle challenges. When faced with difficult conversations, high-pressure situations, or uncertainty, maintaining a confident posture and deliberate body language reduces anxiety and reinforces mental resilience. Your brain interprets these physical cues as signals that you are prepared and capable, which enhances your ability to respond calmly and effectively. Ultimately, confidence is not only what you think, but also what you embody. By cultivating habits that align your body and mind, through posture, movement, breath, and self-care, you reinforce a sense of self-assurance that becomes difficult to shake. Physical presence is a silent, powerful habit that transforms how you experience yourself and how the world experiences you. When you carry yourself with purpose, the confidence you feel internally and project externally creates a feedback loop that empowers every action, every decision, and every interaction. This is why mastering the habit of physical presence is indispensable for anyone looking to rebuild their life with unshakable confidence. Gratitude is often overlooked when we talk about confidence, yet it is one of the most powerful habits for building an unshakable sense of self. At first glance, gratitude may seem like a soft or passive practice, but in reality, it strengthens your inner armor against doubt, fear, and negativity. When you consistently recognize the value in your life, the progress you've made, the lessons learned, and even the small victories, you create a mental environment where confidence can thrive. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, from limitations to possibilities, and from fear to appreciation. Practicing gratitude is not about ignoring challenges or pretending life is perfect. It's about acknowledging what is working and building on it. Every day, take time to reflect on your achievements, your strengths, and the support you've received from others. When you recognize your growth, no matter how small, you remind yourself that you are capable of handling life's challenges. This daily recognition builds a foundation of self-trust. You begin to see that you have navigated difficulties before and that you possess the resources, inner and external, to overcome whatever comes next. Gratitude turns past experiences into proof of competence, fueling your confidence to face the future. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its effect on perspective. Often, we compare ourselves to others and feel inadequate. Gratitude shifts this focus inward, helping you appreciate your own journey rather than measuring your worth against someone else's success. By valuing your progress, you stop the destructive habit of comparison and cultivate a sense of contentment and self-respect. Confidence grows naturally when you honor your path, your efforts, and your unique strengths. Gratitude also strengthens resilience. Life will inevitably present setbacks, criticism, or disappointments. When gratitude is a daily habit, it acts as a stabilizing force. You are better able to see challenges as opportunities for learning rather than threats to your self-worth. Each obstacle becomes a chance to appreciate your growth, adaptability, and perseverance. This mindset creates a feedback loop. The more you practice gratitude, the more resilient and confident you become. The more confident you are, the easier it is to find things to be grateful for, even in adversity. Finally, gratitude enhances your interactions with others, which in turn supports your confidence. When you recognize and appreciate the contributions of those around you, relationships deepen, trust grows, and you experience a sense of connection and support. Feeling supported and valued strengthens your belief in yourself, creating an internal and external environment where confidence flourishes. In essence, gratitude is not just an act of politeness or reflection. It is a powerful habit that rewires your mind toward growth, appreciation, and resilience. By consistently practicing gratitude, you reinforce your confidence, protect it from the erosion of self-doubt, and cultivate a life where belief in yourself becomes natural. It is a habit that transforms not only how you see the world, but how the world sees you, creating a foundation for lasting self-assurance and a life rebuilt from within.